Hey, hey, grand rising, beautiful, most wonderful souls. This is Rashad Farrow with Universal Unity, Love I Am. Mm. I'm so blessed, grateful, and thankful to be here with you all on this magnificent, most beautiful day today. I hope everyone is doing well. Mm. Today, we are starting with a writing that came through. Flow with what feels right. Allow the people and extrinsic world around you to disappear and to dissipate into the nothingness from which it came. You see, you in this moment is the only thing that matters. You in this moment, with the presence of the source of all creation and the other reflection of yourself that you are helping by being the reflection of them that they need, is your purpose in that moment. The moment will come when you recognize that the only thing that ever mattered was how you were able to be the love and compassion for those reflections and emanations of the Most High. A time will come when you release all attachments to the opinions of the outer world because you realize being true to yourself is the reason you have come. The expansion of love and the realization of your soul and the soul of the beings around you as the life of the living God is the only thing that matters in this moment. You reflect and reveal the presence in your own way, but can you reflect and reveal the love of God in the lives of all beings when it is needed most? Mm. Overcome fear, overcome doubt, overcome worry, overcome these traits of the ego by stepping into faith, by stepping into strength and courage of the heart. As you step into courage and be and express as you truly are, in any given moment, the traits of the egoic mind will dissolve. You may not even recognize it in the moment because you become present, allowing yourself to be guided into the next moment of what to say and what to do by your soul and by the presence of God, where fear, doubt, and worry do not exist. Ask yourself frequently until the realization is a knowing to your core. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Mm. I am. I am. I am that I am. What does that truly mean? What does it mean to be I am? That's just it. It means to be. One cannot just simply define the I am. The I am is ineffable. It cannot be explained or determined. It can only be experienced. It can only be understood as gnosis. But qualities of the I am is being, existing, wholeness, everlasting, neutral, not for or against anything, but still in and as love. Mm, mm, mm. So that was just a writing, a message that came through. I love to writing, poetry, music has always been a source and an outlet for me of peace, of joy, of tuning in to my inner true self. Um, there was a time where music and writing, journaling, you could even say, was my main outlet. And I give much credit to that expression for getting me through so much things in life. And, there were so many times where I would write a song or a poem or something of that nature. And then I would listen to it later or I'll show people and they'd be like, wow, this is so great. And then I would think to myself, wow, I don't even know if I could write this now. I would be uh, somewhat impressed that that was able to come through me, and it's always just been a personal outlet for me, and my own expression. But it was later down the road, when I began to want to cultivate my ability to allow guidance to come through me, when I realized I had been doing it all along. So when I had realized that, wow, through my music, through my journaling, through my poetry, was the way in which my higher self and my soul was able to communicate with me, and made it so much easier to allow that same feeling to flow through when it comes to my writing. It is known amongst some as automatic writing. You can just call it journaling, whatever you want. But I now am aware that when I get into a certain state and I allow wisdom, intelligence, and guidance to flow through me, I am able to express maybe certain feelings, ideas, messages, things that may have been more hard to articulate onto paper. My point in bringing all this up is because we all have that thing. Every single one of you have an outlet, an expression, something that you're able to tap and tune into, to where you lose time. Time doesn't exist anymore because you get into that flow state. You get into that creative flow state where now you're allowing what is wanting and trying to come through you to have a way to express. And once you become aware of what that thing is for you, and you start to put your efforts into that thing, it'll begin to unfold magnificently for you. You may be able to make that your living. Many have made their creative outlet the way that they make a living in life, or it just may be a super valuable, beneficial tool for growth in your own life. So I feel moving forward, maybe I'll start my videos with the automatic writing that came through, especially if I feel that there is a message that could be beneficial for any of the viewers viewing and listening. We are now 2 months into 2025. There has been a lot of things happening in the extrinsic world. There's been a lot of things happening as far as the election, things relating to the presidency, things happening in hip hop and pop culture with Kendrick Lamar, for instance, or the halftime show. There's been a lot of things on the news as far as the fires that are going on in California. There's been a lot of things in the outer to keep people distracted. And I'm not saying that some of these things are important or that it doesn't deserve our attention, but focus, realize, what is all of this doing for you? Is it keeping you distracted? We are in a time of great change. We are now in 2025, right? The year of change, the year of new cycles, the year of the ending of the old and the beginning of the new. A 9 year. So what is media, social media? What is it trying to distract you from? Media has always tried to distract us, of course. But right now, I feel that it is doubled down. much controversy everywhere that you look. And the biggest thing that it is trying to distract you from is your own self. The biggest thing it is trying to distract you from is your own growth and union with your soul and who you really are. Take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to rediscover your gifts, talents, and abilities. Take a moment to rediscover why you are here. Take a moment to rediscover what is bringing you joy, because the things that are bringing you joy, the things that bring you joy and help you to fully express your soul and the truth of your being, is exactly how you are meant to help reflect and reveal the infinite as your life, in order to be a beneficial presence on this planet and to be in service of others. You may not even purposefully and directly be even trying to help serve others, but just by being your most authentic self and being authentically you and expressing in your highest way and for your highest good is going to help the highest good of all. By you being who you are authentically to your fullest ability gives permission for others to step outside of the ego and to be authentic within their own selves. You see, it is most important that we tap into our authenticity. The more we tap into our authenticity and we begin to express as who we really are, the more we begin to emanate the vibration of love, light, and wholeness. The more we begin to emanate the vibration of being one and in union and conscious communion with God. I don't know why I pointed up there. I guess it's out of habit, because God is not out there. It is, but God is right here. So what has you distracted? Maybe it isn't the extrinsic world or media or anything like that. Maybe it's your own conditions and circumstances and limiting beliefs and distorted perceptions of what is happening around you. Maybe it is your focus of not enoughness. Maybe it is your focus on judgment. Maybe it is your focus on extrinsic opinions on what and who you are and how you are expressing at this time. Maybe it is family conditions. Maybe it is work conditions. Maybe it's your vehicle, whatever it is. What is having you distracted at this time? It is a great moment in time to contemplate this. What is stealing your attention? For what is stealing your attention on your day-to-day basis is also stealing your energy. You see, everything we place our attention on, our energy flows. That is inevitable. But when we are conscious of what we place our attention on, then what we flow our energy to will either benefit us or not. If you are placing your attention on everything that you don't have, if you're placing your attention on all the circumstances that are wrong, if you're placing your attention on the lack that you seem to experience in your day-to-day life, then that is where your energy is flowing, and then that is what you're creating more of. When you are placing your attention on the blessings that you have and the blessings that you are aware of in your life already, when you are placing your attention on the beauty that is around you and that in the skills, gifts, and abilities and talents that you do have, then you expand and grow those things, you see. I can't tell you how many times in my life, even as I've been on my growth and spiritual journey, where I was placing my attention on places, people, and circumstances that I felt were not benefiting me or not helping my highest good. And I would dwell on these things. And every day I wondered why. Why do I feel mentally drained? Why did I feel physically drained? Why did I feel creatively drained? I would ask myself these things. What am I doing that's making me feel this way? I started to get exercise. I started to eat better, etc., etc., etc. I started to get more sleep. I should be feeling way better. I should be feeling great. And maybe I am compared to past circumstances, but still, I know that I am capable of feeling so much more. I know that I'm capable of being so much more and expressing in a higher way. What is it? And then I had to tune in. I had to focus in. What am I placing my attention on? What am I giving my energy to? And then I realized I was placing my energy and my focus and my mental energy and my physical energy on all these things that really weren't serving me. But you see, since everything is here to serve us in actuality, I had to go through that in order to recognize this. You see, everything in life is happening for us. Everything in life is happening to serve us in some way. It is up to us to allow ourselves to become aware enough to recognize what it is. So, yes, I went through many things that I may perceive as hardships. I went a while living in sort of a victim mentality. Excuse me. Why is this against me? Why are these people against me? What have I done? And then I realized it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I haven't done anything. I think Kendrick Lamar even said it. They don't hate me. They hate the man that I represent. And I'm not saying that it's me because I don't attract any hate to my life. I only attract love. I only attract union, community, joy. These are the things that I attract in my life. But I ask so many questions on why does it feel that things are against me? And then I realized that it was my own mentality. It was my own programming and the way of thinking. It was my own distorted perception that was making me believe that anything was against me. And once I decided that I was going to change the way I viewed the circumstances, once I decided I was going to change the way I viewed the people and conditions, and I started to walk in that, and I started to not just believe it, but fully walk and express in a way in which I believe and know that things are happening for me, the circumstances began to change. I began to see that my own limited perception, my own distorted thinking was making me believe and feel and think that people that weren't even thinking about me were focused on something I was doing, but they weren't. And you know why? Because while we think everyone's thinking about us, they're actually thinking about their own selves. And most of the time, they're thinking about what things that are wrong in their own lives. It's unfortunate, but it's the way that we've been programmed. It's the way that we've been brought up and taught. We've been brought up and taught and programmed to place our attention on everything that is not serving us. And it is important to place your attention on these things from time to time so that you can create goals to move past and to fix these things. But the one thing, not the one thing, but the main way that you start by changing your outer circumstances is by one, becoming aware of your limited perception. First, you become aware that maybe this isn't an outer problem, maybe this is an inner problem. And once you become aware of it, now you have the power to change it. Once you become aware of it, once you become aware of your own limited thinking, you have the power to consciously choose what you're going to allow yourself to think about. You now create and have the power to consciously choose what you place your attention on, what you place your conscious attention on, and what you give your energy to. Instead of giving your energy to these random people because now you're thinking about them and trying to live your life around what they got going on, whether that be family, friends, random people in the world, co-workers, anybody. Instead of placing your attention on what anyone else is doing, you begin to consciously place your attention on the state of being that you would wish to express in all the time. So for me, I was like, okay, how do I want to feel in my life? What are the qualities that I wish to embody? And I thought, okay, I want to embody joy. I want to feel in harmony. I want to feel peace. I want to feel that my needs are met. And at first, I thought I fulfilled these qualities by gaining something that was outside of me. I thought if I had a better car, if I make more money, if I had a better place to live, if I had this jewelry, if I got these shoes. And what you begin to realize is that you can gain all of these things. And temporarily, it might bring you happiness temporarily. But then you realize that none of these things bring you true joy and satisfaction. So then instead of focusing on things to bring me these states of being, I began to focus on the feeling itself. You see, there are many ways to do that. If you're able to just tap into joy, which most of us aren't just like that, because it's something that needs to be practiced. Just to tap into joy like that, just to tap into love like that is difficult at first. How can one tap into love if one doesn't even truly know what love is? When you feel that you've fallen in love with someone, it's not like you can tell the exact moment it happens. You just realize one day, I think I love this person. I feel that I love this person. I've fallen in love. You don't necessarily know the exact moment when it happened, you see. So, what do? You begin to tap into the feeling state. If you're not able to just tap into the feeling state, then you do things, you express in ways that bring you that feeling. Maybe that is sitting down with your animal, your pet. I know in the beginning of consciously focusing on trying to cultivate these feelings within myself, my cat was a huge presence for that. My cat loves me. And when it would look up at me, when it would communicate with me verbally, when it would want to come sit on my lap, I would give it all the love and affection in that moment that I could muster up. And for me, tapping in and connecting with my pet helped me drastically cultivate that feeling of love, to know how it really feels and how to tap into it, you see. And now that's just one example. I've done many things to cultivate that feeling of love by getting in nature. I love Mother Earth. I love Mother Gaia. I love to put my hands on a tree and to allow myself to consciously connect with that tree and allow a symbiotic relationship of our energies and consciousness flowing together. I love that feeling. For me, it was getting in nature. For me, it was doing the things that I knew brought me love and joy when I was younger or in my most joyful times of life. So I started longboarding. I tapped back into writing, even drawing, showing love and affection to animals. When I'd be outside walking and someone was walking their dog, I would acknowledge the dog as a living conscious being, just as I would acknowledge the human walking the dog. There was a time in my life where if I was walking, I might say hey to the person, maybe glance at the dog, and if it wanted to, show me attention, I would pet it and all that, but I kept it moving. I didn't think too much of it. Now when I see an animal, it's as if I'm acknowledging any other human being. I look it in its eyes. I give it the respect and reverence that it deserves as a unique emanation of the Most High, just like you and me. And I would send that animal love through my affection if it wanted to commune with me in that moment and get some pets in. And I realized that once I began to treat animals with the respect, love, and reverence that they deserve, animals started treating me differently. Even if it was an animal I never met before, just by coming in the presence of an animal, they love me. But that's because I love them. They know that I see them. I see them for who and what they truly are, just as I see you for what and who you truly are. So we want to cultivate more joy, more peace, more harmony in our lives. Instead of focusing on the materialistic things that we think will bring us that, begin to focus on the state instead, the emotional state. Begin to focus on the things that bring you those states. And as you tap in and you focus on these things that bring you those states, you become more familiar with how it feels. And then you're more able to tap into the state of love, joy, peace, harmony, abundance, prosperity, all needs being met, no matter where you are and what's going on around you. Because now you've created a baseline. You've created a little notch where you're able to align to it because you've now experienced it and you're now aware of it, you see. There's so many things going on in this world. And if you begin to pay attention to the news and media and social media and yada, 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 if you begin to pay attention to it and you begin to pay attention to the state and feeling that they're trying to get out of you, what is it? A lot of the times it's some type of fear. A lot of times it's in some way separation, trying to create a me against them, us against them mentality. In some way, it's usually trying to distract you from something else. And when you begin to realize what all these outer things are trying to do and take you away from, which is that connection, that union and communion with your soul, who you truly are, that union and communion with the source of all creation. I always say God, but that's just because that's a word that everyone knows and understands. And I know that word is loaded and carries baggage for a lot of people. And if it does for you, then think of the creator, or think of the source, or the source of all creation. Whatever word works for you is perfect, because the creator doesn't care what you call it. It just wants to be called upon, you see. So once I realized, and it became clear to me, that all these distractions and outer world things are trying to get my mental state and my inner state of being in disharmony, and focused on all these things that truly don't even matter in my life, I became aware of it. So I said, forget that. I'm taking back my mind. I'm taking back my power. And instead, I began to focus on the things that I wanted to help me grow, to help me connect to the natural world around me. I began to focus on what is going to help me strengthen my relationship with myself, what is going to help me strengthen my relationship with my heart, my soul, and my spirit, which then, without me even realizing, helped me form a relationship and realization of the Creator, the living God, as my life, as your life, as the life of my cat, as the life of the trees, the bees, the birds, even the breeze. So we need to ask ourselves, what are we placing our attention on? What are we giving our energy to? Now, no one is perfect. The ego, personality is not perfect. Who we truly are is perfect. Who you truly are is perfect. I'm talking about the eternal Son, the infinite eternal Son that is within all of us is perfect. The I am is perfect. It cannot not be. But the personality, the meat suit, depending on who you ask and how you look at it, isn't perfect. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. We don't come here to be perfect. We don't come here to be perfect. And I don't know if it's ever attainable, but only you can be perfectly you. And that is what we can do. No one else can be you. No one else can be perfectly you. We are all one. The I am, yes, we are all one. But we came here to express as you. I came here to express the one as Rashad in this life. And only I can perfectly do that. Only you can perfectly express as John. Only you can perfectly express as Ashley. Only you can perfectly express as Andrew. So ask yourself, who am I? What have I come to do? How can I serve? How can I be more of a beneficial presence on this planet? In what ways can I more express my gifts, talents, and abilities? as the personality. How can I express my gifts, talents, and abilities? How can I express the gifts, talents, and abilities and the qualities of the source of all creation, the creator, as the person I've come here to express it as? And as we begin to ask these questions and we allow ourselves to be open and receptive, we begin to have little insights, little remembrances into who we truly are. Because, yes, we have this personality, we have this body, but the core of who you are, your soul, is unchanged. It's already whole, perfect, and complete. It is already fully healthy. The I am is already perfect. So as you begin to ask these questions and you begin to walk, live, and move as the being that you want to see yourself as, not waiting until you evolve, not waiting until you become this or that. No, become it right now. Become the love now. Become the qualities that you wish to embody right now. And as you walk in this, as you walk, live, and move, and have your beingness in this, you become this because it is already who you are. So everything else that you're not begins to fade away. Everything else that you're not begins to fall away. When you are lifted up into the truth of your being in full authenticity, then everything that you're not dissolves. Mm, mm, mm. And it's an ongoing thing. Integration. You see, great change doesn't happen overnight. Now, anything is possible, so of course it can. But most change comes with integration. You don't need to change everything at once. Maybe begin with how you greet people. Make it an intention that every day you're going to do one thing kind for someone. Every day, begin to make a list of 10 things you are grateful for, 20 things you are grateful for. I like to make a list of 33 things that I am grateful for. I like to make a list of 33 things to remind me of who I am. I am grateful to be able to express my gifts, talents, and abilities as Rashad. I am grateful that every day I'm becoming more awake and aware and perceptive to the love, beauty, and joy that is all around me. I am grateful to know and feel that I have divine support that is always with me. I am grateful to know that I am never alone. I am grateful to know that everything is happening for me. I'm grateful to know that all the circumstances and conditions and distorted ways of feeling and thinking have actually helped me to unfold and grow into something greater, something that I couldn't have imagined. I'm grateful that I've been able to allow myself to step more into the unknown. And as I step more into the unknown and step out of my comfort zone, I allow more of my truth and essence to express as who I am in my everyday life. And yes, I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my vehicle. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm grateful for the clothes on my back. I'm grateful for my work. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for all of these things as well. And if that's where you need to start, then do it. But at least practice some level of gratitude. And as you begin to practice a level of gratitude every single day in your everyday life, it becomes to get a little deeper. It goes from these physical things. I'm grateful to have food. I'm grateful to have water. I'm grateful to breathe. That's a good one. I'm grateful for this breath. So, wow, I'm grateful to be able to have my expression of the I am here as Rashad. Mm-mm-mm. I'm grateful that every day I'm becoming more and more aware of what I have come here to do. I'm grateful that every day I'm becoming more and more aware of the essence of the Creator as my life. I'm grateful that every single day I'm becoming more and more aware of the essence of the Creator as your life. I'm grateful for the hardships, the obstacles and hurdles that I've had to overcome because they've helped me get to a point of realizing that life is happening for me. And sometimes it's hard to see it in the moment, but keep the mentality of it because hindsight's 2020, baby. So it may be a week, it may be days, and sometimes it may be years. But you'll always be able to see how a certain circumstance and condition was happening for you. Especially when you're consciously stepping out of the victim mentality. When you're consciously stepping out of the victim mentality, it becomes easy to see how circumstances are happening for you. In what ways did this hardship help you become stronger? In what ways did a hardship help you become more resilient? You see, when we ask the universe, help me to be able to embody more love, help me to be able to hold more light, help me to cultivate more strength, the universe listens and it answers. But most of the time, it's in the form of circumstances in which you have to be strong, and circumstances in which you have to be more loving. You see, so it's not always easy, but it's always to help us grow. It's always to serve us, you see. I think I may have had another message or writing. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see. Oh yeah. You all right, yeah. There was something else that I wanted to share that came through in a writing, but I thought I had it ready to go. Oh yeah, right here. Imagination is the outgoing signal, and inspiration is the incoming response. Use your imagination, visualize the person you want to become. Use your imagination and visualize the world you want to live in and the person that you want to be. And allow yourself to be inspired as the answer. I love you all so much. I just wanted to get on here real quick, have a little conversation with you all. I love you all so much. Oh, my. It is such a beautiful day. It's a beautiful time we live in. And once you begin to change your perspective and the way you view the world, the more you begin to realize and see and not only believe, but know that life is happening for you and that there is beauty everywhere. I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.